How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Asset Podcast on YouTube. This is Notorious 1940s EC Comics War Against Crime! Exclamation point. Issue 7. An entertaining comic. All pages in full color. 250, October. Real stories from police records. And you got a really cool Johnny Craig cover on there. Now this was a Gladstone 2000, like fall of 2000s when this issue came out from, is it Gladstone? Gemstone. Not Gladstone. Gemstone does the Overstreet Guide and a few other price guides, a few other little things like that. And I think is there some connection between Gemstone and Diamond? I'm not sure. What this is reprints of, does it say what actual issue it's reprinting in here anywhere? Probably not. But War Against Crime, which was one of the EC Crime comics that doesn't get as much attention, but had really cool artwork and that EC feel to them. That's why I grabbed these. These were cheap finds at a convention. Excuse me. About 10 years ago almost now. This guy had a bunch of long boxes of just, and it really, he was one of those deals where it felt like, okay, he had a couple of friends who had comic shops that are going under, and he bought their stock for, pennies on the dollar, and I'll just go to conventions and sell these comics and make some money. He's been doing it for years now, By the time I get to him, I'm getting to like the bottom, all the big name superhero shit's been long gone. But I'm not looking for that stuff, so it came in handy. But really cool. Maggles. Hush up, babe. Really cool already. You get the Crypt Keeper's Corner, which is actual, is it new letters? Yes, it is. Okay. Then we got Gang War, which I wish they listed in here. Yes, Jeppy. Let's see. President and CEO Stephen A. Jeppy. This is Diamond. The only thing I'd hold against is that this is Diamond. Diamond can be a dick about shit. Just really cool. I mean, if you enjoy crime comics, if you've never read the old school crime comics, I'd recommend go either Google Digital Comics Museum or Comic Book or Books. I can't remember which one it is. Plus, they're both public domain comic scan repositories. Go to these sites. You got to create an account, but it's free. They just want an email address. That's all they ask for. And I've never gotten any emails from these. I belong to both these pages, these groups for years and years and years now. And they'll have scans. You go through there and find some, read some of the old comics, see if you enjoy them. They're not got the EC stuff because it's not public domain. They'll have other ones, and there was other good crime comics. I actually enjoy crime comics. This is Alf Feldstein. Okay. I like this. In consideration of innocent people involved in this true crime story, all names have been fictionalized. I remember that name from the EC horror stuff. It's good art, and the color, I've never ever gotten the chance to see in person a non-brown and beat the hell copy of an old EC pre-code title ever. Every copy I've seen has been brown and brittle, and I don't really want to touch it, or I've seen just the cover because it's bad and boring. I'm like, I don't want to touch that. So I don't know if this is the way, because I remember was it the Russ Cochran? The early 90s reprints that were like 2 issues in one for $2. I remember people bitching about the way the color looked on that, and it looked good to me. This looks kind of flat. This reminds me of how when Eclipse Comics was reprinting a bunch of pre-code public domain shit, like their Seduction of the Innocent series. All right, we're gonna get some credits, motherfucker. Oh, here we go. This first story is Johnny Craig. Second story is H.C. Kiefer. Third story is Alpha Feldstein. And get the Crypt Keeper with Snow White. EC's New Direction magazines: Impact, Valor, Extra, Aces High, Science Fiction, and Piracy. Russ Cochran comic art. And this is next. This is issue 10. And these are the only ones. And look, I got this because completed this issue, an illustrated suspense story from the Vault of Horror. How am I gonna pass this up? Fucking Vault of Horror, man. That's my Vault of Horror story. Sorry, I got silent there for a second. I have Had a weird thought going through my head for just a second. The Man Death Wanted by... I recognize that art. If you like this type of story, won't you write to the editor? This might be the first Walter Horror story. I know it appeared in one of the crime titles. And you always have a text story. I'll throw this in. There's a little piece of trivia. The reason why there's a text, 1 or 2 page text story in most they might have even been doing it in the Silver Age. I'm most associated with Golden Age, pre-Silver Age stuff. I know by the Bronze Age, I don't remember ever seeing it. What it was is to get a special qualification for mailing purposes. By including a 1 or 2 page text story, you fell under a different grouping and you got cheaper postage. So that's why you see them in old comics. I always wondered, because I didn't notice what I was reading of the old comics, the old Golden Age shit, back until, well, honestly, until them Russ Cochran reprints started in the early 90s. It was, not full reprints. It'd be the stories or a couple of stories from, they didn't include the letter pages and all that shit. Whereas the Russ Cochran ones did, and that's why I was like, I always wondered why, and then I found out in some comic history book. And look, we get 2 text stories. Idol's Revenge by Johnny Craig. I love Johnny Craig's artwork. He's got a very distinctive style. All right, let's see. Buried Alive was Al Feldstein. The Man Wanted Death was John Alton. Fred Peters was Perfect Murder, and Idol's Revenge was Johnny Craig. And a couple of letters. And then Double Take, and it's the 2 different... Actually, holy shit, this is one of the... I mentioned in my Classics Illustrated Cossack King or some shit like that. I mentioned Owner and Overstreet. That's one of the Overstreets I have. I have number 30, okay, from 2000. And I got a slightly newer one. Yeah, I have almost 20-year-old Overstreets. I don't care about the price. It's mainly for catalog purposes, but yeah. Oh shit, I got a little bend on it, but oh well. 2 issues from EC, War Against Crime. You hear people talk about their horror stuff and their science fiction stuff, and I'm seeing, of course, Mad Magazine. I'm seeing people talk about, the Code era shit. I never seen anybody talk about their crime comics ever, and they're not bad. They're entertaining. I mean, when these came out, I probably would have balked at paying $2.50 for them. I really would have, but grabbing these out of the cheap bins, I've paid 50 cents, anywhere between a dime and $1. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you leave me a comment if you feel up to it about EC Comics or like crime comics, pre-code stuff. I'm just curious. Anybody else out there read pre-code stuff? Anybody else out there use the Comic Book Plus or the Digital Comics Museum scans to read old comics? All right. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.